Hello friend, in the previous section we had seen how to toggle the port. So we had toggled the port. Even the Arpit was asking like why we are toggling the port and what is the use of that and like that. And what we had done is we was changing the port like this and we was getting some on and off like 2 microsecond, 4 microsecond like that. Some delay we was getting. And then after that we had done one more program there like we was having 20 millisecond and like 40 millisecond on and off we was doing, and then we found like it was little tedious job to like to find out exact time. So that we are going to solve now, and like we are going to use the timer for that. So this chapter is related to, I am going to introduce you what is timer, and after that like we will be using that timer in our programming. Okay, so let's see how it goes. So we'll have the some of the common question like what is the use of timer. Okay, so when you say like what is the use of timer, so I have to open what is use of timer. Say this is little deeper question. I'll try my best to answer. Let's see like how justify I able to do it. So when we are writing embedded application, so what we do is when we write embedded application, what we do like we write main function, and in main function we do some work here, and this work is one time job. So this is one time job. So one time job, and after that we are having an infinite loop while one like this. So in embedded world, how device work? It start from here. We of course you not yet wrote in C language, so you may say like you not wrote. I can write the same thing in the assembly also. Like we can say like org, and we can say the whatever our initialization part, and then we can say like jump to like maybe a loop kind of thing. Also in the loop will be somewhere here like that. So assembly also it will be sitting here. In even C also we are sitting here like that. So embedded application we are writing like this, and that where we use timer. So consider like say this is one application, and now we will have the so many interrupts. So you may say what is interrupt, where it used. Don't worry, this is all going to come in a sequence. But this is how the normal application, normal embedded device work. This is how embedded software is layout. Now come to like say consider I want to turn on and off one LED after every 1 second. After every 1 second I want to do this thing, like one LED has to blink after every 1 second kind of thing. So how best we can do this? So for that one method is like how we done in a previous question, like hit and trial, we give some value and then somehow we can find okay 1 second like that. But it is not always we not able to do like this. Sometime this like we our requirement will be like say in 10 millisecond we want to do something, in 40 millisecond, every 40 millisecond we want to do something, sometime 500 millisecond we want to take some action, 1 second we want to take some action, 10 second we want to take some action, 1 minute we want to take some action, like that. In our, no matter you are writing program here or you are writing program here, you have to make some state machine, some states. Okay, I have to send this message, I have to do this, I have to do this, like that. You have to do the some timing is required, you have to do take action based on the time. So for that purpose you need to have some method through which you can get the this time input. I'll try one more time to explain this thing. Consider like say if you are having one, consider if you are having one nuclear, if you are writing one application, like say you are having some thermal plant. In this you put temperature sensor. This temperature sensor is when we have to read this temperature sensor, after every 1 second or 500 millisecond, when, or 100 millisecond or 10 minute, when. when we want to read. What if I miss? Consider like every 100 millisecond I have to read the temperature, every 100 millisecond. What if I miss this 100 millisecond? Consider I have to read every 100 millisecond. What if I not able to read here due to any work? If I engage, then what will be the problem with that? It can be huge. It can be huge. We can't imagine that kind of problem also can come here. So we need a fixed time. We have to do that activity on during the time. And then when you are writing a program, when we are writing a program, so in our main, you not yet wrote in C, I know, but when you write in C, you will be writing like this, while one. And in this place, you need to put something. If 5 seconds do this, if 10 seconds do this, if 20 seconds do this, this kind of program you have to write it. Time controlled. You have to control the time. Understand? So when we say like what is the use of timer? So timer is very useful peripheral in embedded system. Whole architecture of embedded device is based on this. I don't know you are understanding this or not. If you are not understanding, no worries, but this timer is very important. For now, if you understand this, that is enough. Little later when we writing application, you will understand like what is the use of timer. Okay, we are having many projects coming up that all will be using the timer, so you will understand this. Consider we are making the clock. We can make the clock also with embedded system. Now you every 1 second you want to display 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. How you will display? How you will get time? Okay, so of course we can have like some other method. In our microcontroller we are having the RTC fitted here, real time clock. So those alternative is fine, but if you don't want alternative, you can use the timer. Consider you want some microsecond delay, like every 15 microsecond you want to do something, then your RTC won't give 15 microsecond. Then you need to use some other mechanism. So that other mechanism is timer. So we need to have this kind of thing. I'll tell you one more example. In my industrial experience, I was working in one company. It was a very big company. In that company, we have made one project, and what was that project is like, this project was like that. We made this project, and like it was having two input. One is the generator, and one was the like say your supply, power supply. So whichever company is supplying power to you. So now these two supply is coming, and whenever consider power went off, within 10 millisecond, I have to disconnect this connection and I have to establish connection within 10 millisecond. Why this 10 millisecond came? See, in our home we are getting the 230 volt, 230 volt and 50 hertz input. 50 hertz means 1 upon 50 if you do, then you will get 20 millisecond. From here to here 20 millisecond. And half if you do, this will be 10 millisecond. So in 10 millisecond, this much time only I was having to switch the source. This is the input source. This is the input source. So only 10 millisecond we are having to switch the input to here to here. Why? Because if more than 10 millisecond if delay is coming, that will be switch off the devices. Whichever device is connected here, that is getting the switch off. One time if they get switch off, it will be very big problem. So hope you can understand like how time is critical in the embedded system. Time management is very critical in embedded system. So we need to have control over the timing and the timing method and how to do it. Okay. Awesome. So now what if we don't use timer? Yeah, see, if you don't want to use timer, then we have to find some alternative method so that we can able to do it. We have to do heat and trial and check it, and somehow we have to manage it. but we are having one good method available, timer. So we can, why don't we learn and use it? Is in industry companies are using timer? Yes, we are using in many product. Every product I worked, we are using 2 timer, 5 timer, 10 timer, many things. We are even we are making our own timers. Well, how we are making, I'll tell you. Say consider we run for 1 millisecond. Whatever timer provided by controller, we run for 1 millisecond, and consider we want timer for 1 millisecond, 5 millisecond, 50 millisecond, and say 100 millisecond, and say 500 millisecond, and 1 second. So using one timer, we are using one timer itself for the many different things. So you are asking like, is in industry timer is using? Yes, in every product, not one, hundreds of timer we are using. It's very much important. It's very much important. Okay, and we have to use many variant of timer. That much important it is. So hope it understanding. We are learning using 8051 microcontroller. What if we have to use other controller? See, if you try to understand this, you can, once you learn how to use timer, you will able to use timer anywhere. Only thing is, in this microcontroller, timer is like that. In other microcontroller, maybe timer like this. In other microcontroller, maybe timer like this. But they all are timer. Just try to understand. They all going to do same thing. So once you understand how to use timer, you will able to use anywhere. This is the simplest microcontroller where you can learn the thing. We are not at all anytime talking about the controller. We are only using this as a device to means to learn the system. Hope it making sense. Is it difficult to learn timer? No. Timer is very simple. We will be today itself. You will get very clarity, and when once you do 2-3 program, then you will be expert in this. It's nothing like that. Okay. This is the something internal of the microcontroller. So this is our microcontroller. If you see inside that, it's having this many things. Out of that, it's having the port. This we already done, and it's having the RAM. We in the initial few chapter we had seen. It's having the permanent memory, that also we had seen. It's having the timer. So today we are talking about this thing. So this also will be finished, and yeah, that's all. So major portion we are covering it up. Okay, now one more thing comes, like the timer having one more brother. The timer having one more brother, that is like a counter. So what is counter? What is counter is counter count. This is the device which count. That's all. So count means what? Whatever you give, it will count. What I will give. Consider here we are having switch. So as much time you will press the switch, it will count. If you not press, it won't count. If you press, it will count. It's like that. If we give input, it count. One more example I'll give. Consider in shopping mall you had seen that metal detector is there. In shopping mall that metal detector is there. When someone cross, it say P, again cross P, again cross P. It's something like that. What is this? Actually, it's sensing. It's having some IR sensor here, infrared sensor here. Trans receiver it is having. Using that trans receiver, whoever is passing, it is counting. And it says, oh, 1 person came, 2 person came, 10 person came, 20 person came, 2 person came, now nobody coming. Oh, okay, like that. So this counter is a asynchronous. Asynchronous. What's the meaning of asynchronous? The meaning of asynchronous is we don't know how many people will come. We don't know how many people will come. I don't know when you are going to press the switch. If you are pressing switch 10 times, it will count. If you are not pressing, it won't count. It's something like that. It's asynchronous. We don't know the 1 person came and when the next person will come, we don't know. Maybe 5 person came and then when next will come, we don't know. So asynchronous. This is the counter. Counter means it will count whatever input we give. Okay. But the timer, what is the timer? It take fixed input. It take fixed input, and due to that input is fixed, he can tell you how much time is over if we know the time of 1. Consider if we know from here to here how much time it takes. Then we can tell 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So from here to here it taking 5 seconds. We can easily tell. So something like that. Hope you understand. So what timer do is, we are having the crystal oscillator. We are having the crystal oscillator. What is crystal oscillator? You can see here crystal oscillator. This is the crystal oscillator. This one. You are having M5 board. Check in your M5 board that in this area you will have the crystal oscillator. So that crystal oscillator, this crystal oscillator is having the, this gives the output like this, 1 volt peak to peak, 1 volt peak to peak. This type of signal, this is crystal oscillator is giving. That crystal oscillator is passed through the PLL. What is PLL? PLL is phase log loop. So as soon as this signal is moved to the PLL, it become like this. So it is 5 volt, it is 0 volt, like that. So your 1 volt peak to peak sinusoidal kind of signal, that is become the square wave of 5 volt. Then this board is using the crystal of 11.0592 megahertz. This much frequency, this crystal is there. Okay, and internally this controller take 12 cycle to convert it into fruitful cycle. So if you divide here 12, it will come around 921.6 kilohertz. This much crystal frequency is coming. This much frequency is coming under which this microcontroller is working. Why this divide by 12? That is their internal design is there. So internally they are dividing by 12 and then they are getting this frequency. This is the frequency at which this microcontroller is working in our M5 board. If you want to know, like say this frequency will be something like that. Then it will be fixed. If you want to know how much time one cycle is taking, just do, you may be knowing the time equal to 1 upon frequency. Frequency equal to 1 upon time, you may be knowing. Just do the 1 upon that. So if you do 1 upon 921.6 kilohertz, if you do that one, then it will give you approximately 1.08 microsecond. This one cycle is taking 1.08 microsecond. 1.08 microsecond. Understand? What's the meaning of this? The meaning of this is, in case of timer, we give fixed input. It's a synchronous. It takes fixed input from here, here, here. But in time counter, it was not like that. In counter, it was in asynchronous. Hope it making sense. Okay, so this is microcontroller. If you are using as a counter, you need to give input here. So this 2 input you can give. You can put your switch here, and when you press the switch, it will count it. If you not give, it will not count. Something like that. Okay, and this is microcontroller. You maybe already know some of the thing. This is your port 0. This is your port 1. This is your port 2. This is your port 3. So you are aware of some of the thing, and we introduce few more thing. If you know, it's fine. If you don't know, no worries. Start doing this thing. Slowly you will be understanding. Okay. So hope you people understand what is timer, what is counter, why to use timer, where to use timer, and little bit understanding you develop. Don't worry if you are not understanding very deeply, because once you start using it, you will understand the use of it. And one use we already know. In the previous video, we had done the the 20 millisecond on, 40 millisecond off. So we was doing some heat and trial kind of thing. So at least that problem it will be solving for you. Okay, so that should be enough reason to go forward. If you're not understanding, no worries. This all is coming in a detailed with the application way. So definitely you will be understanding. So don't worry for that. Okay. Now this timer having this many registers. Let's see, we'll try to understand. So this register, what is this register? TH0, TL0. We are having two register, that is TH0 and TL0. This is the 8-bit register, this is 8-bit register, this is 8-bit. All together this is 16-bit register. This is 16-bit register. Whatever value you will be writing in this, listen carefully, whatever value you are writing in it, consider I wrote FF, FC I wrote, consider. So, and once I say timer start, okay, some setting I have to do, I will tell you. But once I say timer start, after 1.08 microsecond, it will become FF, FD. After 1.08 microsecond, it will become FF, FE. After 1.8 microsecond, it will become FF, FF. After 1.8 microsecond, it will become 0000. Once it become FF to 00, it will give signal as TF0 equal to 1. What is TF0? TF0 is a signal which will say, hey, look, my timer, whatever time you told me, I done, like that. Okay, it's anyway, this diagram is again coming little forward. We'll see. Oh yeah, it's there only. So see, whatever value we give, and once we do some setting, what is those setting that I will tell you. But we write some value in TH0, TL0 and we'll say start the timer. Once the timer is started, after every 1.08 microsecond it increase. After every 1.08 microsecond it will automatically, we no need to increment. Automatically internally it will increase. And once it crossing from here to here, then it will give the this flag. What is this flag? We can write a program using this flag. Until this flag is 0, we will think, oh, our timer is not over. Once this flag become 1, we will come to know our timer is over. This is like an indication, like a flag. So once I am counting till 10, after that I will do like this. So I'll say 1, 2, or reverse, maybe 10, 9, 8, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, like this. So this raising is a this thing, TF0. Okay, it's like a flag kind of thing. Hope little bit you are understanding. If not, listen again one more time this what I said, you will be definitely getting. If still you're not understanding, write to us. We will try one more method and many other method will try to explain you in a more detail. Okay, so this is all about the TH0, TL0. So TH0, TH0, TL0 register we had discussed. Once we using, you will be understanding. So please wait for next, watch our next session also. You will be definitely understanding the meaning of this. It's very simple, okay. Now we are having one more register and that register is T mode register. So T mode register again 8-bit register, 8-bit register, they are symmetrical. So this is for timer 1, this is for timer 0. So any one we can see and understand, okay. Now in this having 4-bit, let's talk about this. This is counter oblique timer. So whether we want this to be timer or counter. So if we write it 0 here, then it means it's a timer. For timer, we have to write it 0. For counter, we have to write it 1. So we'll writing 0 here currently. Okay, we will be first doing the timer part. Then gate pulse. Okay, this is little. This you have to little understand, and I have to talk about this little in detail. What is this gate pulse? Is the meaning of gate pulse is whether timer has to start himself internally or somebody going to press the button, then it will start. Okay, consider like a stopwatch. So we are having, like, say if we are having the stopwatch, we are having a stopwatch and here is the button. So someone when it press the button, then only it start running stopwatch, and once it complete, it again press it, then it complete. You understand what I'm saying? So if we want our timer also need to control externally, means from external if we press the button, then it should start. Otherwise it should not start. If we want to do that, then we can make it one. I'll give one more example. Consider, like say you are consider you are sitting and you are feeling hungry. So how you come to know you are feeling hungry? Internally your body tell, hey, I'm feeling hungry, go and have food, like that. But if your friend call, if you got some phone call, hey, come, then you say, oh, I'm coming. This is external communication. So hope you understanding what is external, what is internal. So same way is gate. So what is the meaning of gate? The meaning of gate is whether we want to start timer internally or externally. Whether we want to start timer internally or externally. That is the meaning of this. So currently we want to take internally, we'll make it 0 here. So this is also 0, this is also 0. Now we are mode. So timer mode, this we are having, we can, this is 2 bit. So we can write here 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. What's the meaning of them? No problem. See the 0 0 and 0 1, they are almost same. 0 0 means this is a 13-bit mode. This is 13-bit mode. This is 16-bit mode. 0 0 means 13-bit mode. 0 1 means 16-bit mode. Okay. So see whatever this 16-bit mode will do, 13-bit automatically do. What's the meaning of 13-bit, 16-bit, that I'll going to explain you. But this is like whatever he will do, he will automatically able to do it. So don't worry for that. And other two option we are going to use in a little future. Like say this we will use in a communication, and this like we may not use, but this we are going to use in a communication short while in our upcoming videos. So hope you understand. So we have to write it here 0 and 1. So like that. So in T mode register, if we don't want to use timer 1, we'll write 0 0 0 0 and gate will be 0, C oblique T oblique 0. This will be 0 1. So in T mode, we will be writing 0 1 in hexadecimal. Understanding? Hope you are getting what I am saying. T mode register. Okay, this is the same thing. Whatever I told upside, it's a description of same, but I'll try to explain again. Try to see here. This is oblique C oblique T pin. Means whether I want as a counter or timer. Where is this bit? Here. This is the bit. This is the bit. C oblique T. So if I make it 0, it means this switch is connected to here, and 0 means timer, and it will take input from here like this. But if I make this bit 1, it means it will take input from here. Understand? So either it will be taking input from crystal, or it is taking input from the external pin. This two method it is there. How we control? Using this bit. Just now we had seen. Now next, this bit. This is whether we have to start or not. So if it is 1, we have to start. If 0, we have to stop. So this is like, if it is 0, timer will not work. If it is 1, then only timer will work. And this is AND gate. AND gate you may be knowing. 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. AND gate means 0 0 0 1. When both input is 1, then only we will get 1 here. Okay, this is AND gate. Both input 1 means this also need to be 1 and this also need to be 1. Now I'll tell you how this gate pulse work here. Consider in the previous I told gate we will write it 0. I told gate we will write it 0. Consider I told gate we will write 0. So if we write 0, the opposite not of that, it become 1. This is OR gate. How OR gate work? 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. OR gate means if any one is 1, it will become 1. So this become 1, it means we already got 1 here. You understand? When we make 0, no matter what is the here, but we got 1 here. Okay, since it is 1, this is also 1. Since this is 1, so now in AND gate, one pin is already got 1. One pin is already got 1. In order to get output, this also, the other pin also need to be 1. So how the other pin will be, 1? This is software control. This is software control. Understand? So this is software controlled, where like we have to, this is software controlled, where we have to internally, we can control that when we make it 0 here. Understand? On the opposite side, if you make gate pulse 1, it means what? You want external control. Okay, I'll show how it happens. So consider like if you wrote 1 here, if you wrote, I'll take, yeah, I'll take different color. Consider you wrote 1 there. Okay, 1 means opposite of 1 will be 0. So it means this is OR gate, 1 input becomes 0. This input becomes 0. If I want 1 here, then this must be 1. This pin must be 1. How this pin 1? This is external control. That's why we say hardware control. When hardware will give 1, then only I will get 1. If hardware will give 0, this will be 0. It means it went to the external control. Hope it making sense. Okay, so now I made it here 1, opposite of that 0. Same way, when user will give 1, then only it will come 1. When it come 1, this is software control, it will be 1. When both 1 1, then only will get 1. So then only timer will start. So whether we want to start timer or not, means we want to start timer internally or externally, that entirely depend on this gate pulse. If you're not understanding what is gate, you just make it 0, no problem. You just make it 0, no problem. It will be internally controlled. Counter oblique timer, I think it is pretty clear. Make it 0. This is, you just make 0 1. Once we use it, you will understand everything. Okay, anyway we going to use all these 3 mode, so you will understand this thing. Currently if you're not understanding, just make 0 1. This we are not using, you can write 0 0 0, no problem. So in T mode you can write 0 cross 0 1. Okay, in hexadecimal. So hope this is clear. Okay, so now this is coming to the programming. In the next video we are going to the programming. So hope you people understanding what is timer. If you are not understanding, don't hesitate, please ask. I will be more than happy to tell you. See, the thing is, like, if I'm explaining too much, you may get bored, and like if I'm explaining too short, you will not able to understand. So I have to put a mark somewhere. And but if you are not getting, if you have any feedback, if we are making some mistake, please let us know. We will be willing to correct it, our problem, and you please like us, comment, give feedback, whatever required. So we are happy to listen you. And you can mail us if you want to purchase this board. You can give your query on the email and do the practice with it. Once you make practice, this is the perfect course for you to learn embedded system by hand. This is the perfect course for you. Okay, so thanks for watching. Have a nice day.